Hi guys. So in this video, I will be explaining the backend for the AI engineering concepts that I have been mentioning till now. Okay. So in the previous videos, I mentioned about the intro as well as intro of all the AI stuff, AI engineering stuff, as well as the ML stuff, and then how you can put it as a product in front of the users with frameworks like Next.js, and then in the web, and then for the app with React Native, right? So in this video, I'll be explaining all of these below, like GPU inference, VLLMs, and then data engineering. Why data engineering is more crucial than the AI stuff, right? And then open source models, and then MLOps and all these things, vector databases, embeddings, and so many things, right? I'll be explaining them each one by one, and then how it would have been used in a tool called Second Brain Labs, right? And how they use these information to provide value to their customers, right? So let's get started. Now, in this video, as we are going to discuss with the backend, now let's start with the product itself, right? Now, we'll discuss about Second Brain Labs. So, a disclaimer that I am not associated with them. I don't even know them personally, right? But I have seen them post in LinkedIn, and then they say that they have good success with this particular application that they have built. Okay, so let's see. Right, what they have said here is helping companies engage, persuade, and convert their leads. Use the world's best trained sales persona to reach all customers at mass and sell using platforms like WhatsApp, LinkedIn, iMessage. No big sales team, no limits, and no exhaustion. Okay, so how let's see how they use all the applied AI engineering tools, first concepts, and then the tools like this to provide a full product to their customers. Okay, right. Now, what they do, what they are saying, why SBL is better than any sales team you have, because we have worlds, all these things are there, right? Now, let's assume you are a business. Okay, now we will be discussing about the product, and then we'll be coming in to the technical sense, right? Then it will be very, very easy to understand all these things. Okay, so let's assume you're a customer. Let's assume you're a customer of growth school, right? Now, you have thousands of people signing up to your app. Okay, now 500 people convert, so that is 50% conversion rate, and then they pay, and then they buy your products. Okay, the rest 50% has seen your products but has not converted. Okay, now what you can do, you can either deploy a sales team as he has said here, and then you can send them emails, send them discount coupons and all those things manually via your sales team. You can call them up if they have provided their mobile numbers. You can email them if you have your email, if you have their emails, right? But what does Second Labs do? They cut out this manual process, and then you have to send the, like, whatever customer information you have to them, and then they have their AI agent called Second Brain Labs, or like let's assume Second Brain, which will act as a sales AI agent. Okay, like how they have mentioned here as a sales AI agent. So I'll go here, and then as a sales AI agent, and then it will see through all the customer information, and it will automatically send messages at the right time to WhatsApp, to LinkedIn, or any other communication platforms where the sales team would have done it. Okay, so what are they like proposing, right? They're proposing we have the best sales persona, which is nothing but a AI sales AI, like sales AI agent, which will be 1 by 10 the cost of your sales team. So if you want to hire a sales team, right, it would be what, 10 people, and then from the 10 people, you have to pay salaries and all those stuff. And then like you have to instruct them, you have to train them, and then you have to train them the tools so that they can send messages, etc. But with sales is Second Brain Labs, right? Either way, you are going to have the information for your sales team to use, and like what I would say, like contact the leads, right? But you can divert the data to what I would say second brains, with all the informations, like all the informations, and then set the objectives, like what are the target users, and then the campaign objective and all those things. That is number one. Okay. Number two, what does the sales team do? They, like, let's say you are a user and went to some website and you didn't convert, they're going to send you some coupons rather than doing it manually. Okay, this word is very important. Rather than doing it manually, they are going to use their customized AI agent to launch the campaigns on your behalf, where the, let's say, discount codes, coupon codes, all these things will be generated in second brain. It's like code, etc., and then that would be sent to the leads via email or email or SMS or WhatsApp. Okay, why is this very famous in India? Because you can see a lot of like testimonials here are from Indian companies and Indian CEOs and co-founders, right? Because WhatsApp is bigger than iMessage in India. As I work for a remote, so US company, remote away, right? They don't use like US people, American people, they don't use WhatsApp that much. They use iMessage from Apple or normal SMS. But we Indians, we forgot the concept of SMS. We are 24/7 on WhatsApp. Indian people like me can assure that. Okay, we don't use any other format than WhatsApp. It is an all in one. So what they are doing is they made a sales AI agent, and then that is going to in like get all the what I would say leads information, and then it is going to analyze that information and send it to WhatsApp or other like what I would say other mediums, right? And then at the last, they are going to see, okay, what profit you have made and what is the conversion rate. So, for example, for the coupon code, right, you can attach the Second Brain Labs coupon ID in Stripe. Mainly, if you have used Stripe, right, we use Stripe in our app, where you can create a coupon code and then you can have an affiliate, etc. So, for example, if a user converts with the message sent by Second Brain Labs, unique identification ID will be attached to that coupon, right? So if they convert, the information will be added in the dashboard. That's what they do. Okay. The thing is, they have packaged it extremely well, so it feels just like a click, right? Click of a button, and then you can just add all the leech information, and they will take care of the rest. That's what they are doing, right? You know, you can convert 40% of your leads into paying customers just by right follow-ups. So what they do, the AI agent is intelligent enough to follow up to their users to convert, right? You see, like all those things, right? Like your current email and you got yourselves. Like I'm not going. I don't have personal opinion on this, but that's what they are claiming, right? And then you have testimonials, etc. Okay, here channel flexibility and all those things like yeah, ASDRs, those people, right? Now, what is the what I would say? Why I'm saying this, right? They have packaged it extremely well, and then they have provided it as a very good product, okay, to the end user. And as the like I am saying it as a good product because of the testimonials I am seeing here. Personally, I have never used it. I have never used it in any of my products, but the marketing and the testimonials that I see are good, right? So if I tap on try for free, start your free trial. Let's continue, right? Mhm. Bye. Okay, so I'm just going to do this. Okay, right. Now why I mentioned all this and why I'm signing up, right? So how do they do this? So if you think that this is a sponsored video, no, it's not a sponsored video. Okay, so I'll go here. Here, okay, this is not a sponsored video, okay, because I'm going to explain how they are doing it. First, the thing is, as developers, right, in the AI engineering world or any other world, my idea of all these things before was just code and move forward. Now, as I rank up, right, as I move forward up and up, what I have understood is first you have to understand the product, understand your customers, understand what they want, understand how we can provide value to them, right, and then start coding, right. So now with all these things that I mentioned about this particular startup, which is based out of India, right? Now I'm going to discuss how they might have done it, right? Now, set up knowledge base, connect your channels and all these things, right? I'm not going to go forward and create all these things, but I'll explain each of them one by one, okay, how they might have done it. Now, for the first thing, here I have something called GPU inference and VLLMs. Okay, so I'm going to copy VLLMs. I'm going to close this. So I'll explain how they have done this by each and every section, right? For what is VLLM, right? Now, in my previous two videos, I have mentioned the concept of getting the open source model from Hugging Face or some other, like any other website, and hosting it on model.com or cerebrium.com, etc. That is step number one. Okay, you can just say, bro, like I took the model and then I put it on GPU, but like I want to put it on GPU. How can I do it? So how do you do it is okay, also, I'm going to take this person. Okay, so you have the llama model, llama model, and then you're just saying that, bro, I'm going to put it on what model, right? But how to do it? I didn't mention how to do it. Okay, how you can do it is you can download the model and then you can quantify. Okay, you can quantify it and you can do quantization, right? My English is not that good, so don't troll me. But you can quantify it, and then you can convert the model, right? Whatever model you have, to LLM inference, like convert the model to provide or generate something like a text or an image or an embedding or whatever, right? That you can do with a framework called VLLM. Okay, so you can do that with a concept called VLLM, and then you can host it on something called Docker. Okay, and then you can take all those things and then put it in model.com. So, bro, how do you know this? Let's go to Cerebrium VLLM. Okay, and then here you already have this. Let's take for this one, right? What they have said here in the docs, you can see VLLM can be run on cloud-based GPU machine with Cerebrium. So if I scroll down, you can host it on model as well. Let's go to model. VLLM can be run on GPUs with model. A serverless computing. Okay, for auto scaling. For details on how to, like, let's go there. Let's go there. Run OpenAI compatible LLM inference with Llama 3.1-8B is billion parameters and VLLM. Okay, what they are saying here, we have the model. Okay, we are downloading from somewhere, and then we have the what is this llama model, right? We are downloading the weights. We have all these things now. So we got the model, we have downloaded it, and then we have it in our Docker, etc. Right? Now we have to configure the VLLM, which is this one, which is a framework, just like Express.js or Fast API. This is a way to convert a open source model into something which will generate something, right? And see, build a VLLM engine to serve it, and they have done all those things. And then either you can put this into Docker and deploy somewhere, or you can use these stuff. So if I scroll down, you can either use Cerebrium to, like, combine all those VLLM plus the open source model, and then deploy it to Cerebrium with help of this, or you can deploy it to what model. Okay, and literally you can see VLLM underscore inference.py, which is nothing but this. Okay, here if you see carefully, I'll go here and app equal to model.app, and then GPU is 1, the number of minutes per second to for this to run is 60, and then here, right? So if I scroll down, serve, right, model.web server, right? Now what happens is actually this. Okay, I'll scroll down. Okay, send request. Here you see async with session.post v1/chat/completion. So just like how we send a request to OpenAI's API, we can send a request to model.com and then serve responses back. Just like how we do with Express.js or Golang, right? Or Fast API. Now, like this is slightly confusing their documentation. Let's go here. Okay, this is more, the documentation is more, what I would say, like more straightforward. Here, Mistral, right? They get the Mistral language models, okay, endpoint. You configure all the GPU servers, etc. And then here you get the model itself. You get all those things and keep it there, and then you run it. Here, chat completion. So from the front end, we are going to send the prompt to generate something from the LLM. Okay, you do all these things and then you deploy it. And via an API call, just like how we do with like Web2 backend server, we can call that particular model and get the response back with chat completions, etc. Okay, it's that simple now. Either you can put it in a Docker and do it in a customized way, or you can use the inference providers which we have mentioned here, AI infrastructure in the model.com in my previous videos, and then deploy it on Cerebrium or model, and then get the responses back. Bro, you can ask me, bro, why do we need to do it? We can do it with OpenAI. Okay. The one thing I have learned for the past 2 months is the scale that I have been working on before was okay, fine. Oh, it was okay, right? Now, the scale that I'm going to work on in the next couple of months is going to be huge. And then, as they are going to be enterprise level clients, the information that I pass on to OpenAI would be sensitive. So, to keep all those information private, what I can do is I can self-host all these models within my own GPU clusters or GPU instances, so that when I call this API endpoint, either way it is going to go to Cerebrium, but Cerebrium is SOC, I think SOC2 compliant or SOC compliant. SOC 2, right? Here you see they are SOC 1. What I would say is SOC type 1 compliant. Okay, which means they can't peep into our data, or they can, but the data points would be much more secure than OpenAI, right? Enterprises want us to be SOC 2 compliant so that their information doesn't get leaked or the privacy is compromised. Okay, right. So Cerebrium and Model both, I believe, are SOC compliant. So when we host any open source models on their servers, we can assume or we can believe, also those are wrong words, we can be sure that the data that we pass into this particular GPU instances are secure and doesn't get leaked, right? So that's the main reason behind all these things, or else we can simply use OpenAI to move forward, right? So that's the concept for VLLM or GPU inference. Okay, now we will be able to make our have our own GPT hosted in our own private cloud GPU instances. You can do one more, where you can go to GPU NVIDIA, right? And then you can buy something like this, right? And then you can buy something like this. You can put it in your what I would say, like in your house, and run it 24/7, and then you can host these models there. Okay, that will be 100% private. Not even it won't even pass through their servers. It would be 100% private. Or you can buy hundreds or thousands of these, or at least tens of these, and then rent a data center, or even make your own home or office data center, and then run all these custom open source models there. Okay, that would be 100% private, right? But the thing is, it would be costlier, right? Like the cost will be too much, but it can be done, right? So we have 3 methods to do this. One, use OpenAI or any other closed source AI models. Number 2, use GPU renting or infrastructure providers to host LLM models. Number 3, literally buy a GPU from an NVIDIA, host it in your own home or data center, or in your office. Okay. uh, like I think 3 to 4 months back, DeepSeek was launched, and then it was too very big, right? Why? Because DeepSeek is an open source model. Now, what you can do is, I'll scroll up, see if it's there. DeepSeek. Okay. So what you can do is, you can take a open source LLM model made by DeepSeek, and then you can run it in your GPU cluster, and then you can have your own custom made GPU like LLM models. The data will always be private. Enterprises love it, right? Because let's say, for example, you have a sales meeting and then it has a sensitive information, which if a competitor sees that deal may go south, right? Like they can take that information and they can poach the client. That is anti, I think somewhat anti law, or like some word would be there. Thing and antitrust, something like that. Yeah, where it's literally poaching of a client illegally, right? You shouldn't do it. So now, if you go with external provider, you may risk of this. Like it's not like they will take it. No, you have a risk. If you want to eliminate all these risks and keep it 100% private, you can have your own GPU servers or instances to do all these things. That's why Nvidia skyrocketed in stock market price, because as like I wanted to mention this before, but I forgot to do this, where every company, yeah, here, what's the, yeah, so every company, like let's take from 1990s or 2000s, they have to have a website. In 2010s, they had to have an app. Now every company or a business or an enterprise wants to have their own AI models. Now is the right time to learn all of these stuff to do it. And then you can say to your enterprise, bro, like if you have a lot of money, we can buy up all these instances, we can take these open source models, and then we can run our own like custom LLM inference servers or instances within our own premises, and it won't go out of this space, right? All the information will be within our platform, and you can make your own clean, right? Literally you can do that. So that's why I am like I'm explaining a lot about this. So how does this connect with second brain labs, right? This one. So you have your own VLLM. That like, okay, let's say VLLM in inference API endpoints. Number one, you have checked it off. Number two, data engineering, and then MLOps and all these things. So what they have mentioned here, set up knowledge base. Okay. So here I will scroll down, top made, right? So they, I think I can't have a correct word to mention this in English, right? So in English, what I would say is, you can be a mentor to others, where you can teach people stuff, and then you can host your profile on TopMate, and then they will market in, what I would say, like on behalf of you, and then you can share your profile here in your correct places, where people who want to learn more can contact you via TopMate. They will get 10 or 15%, and then you will have the rest, right? Now for TopMate, right? Or let's take data wars, like any other, you have all the leads information. Leads are nothing but your users information, where they were about to convert as a paid user. Now what you can do is, here in this like create campaign, right? Or create campaign, and in the knowledge base can do two things. So let's take upload infos, add source here, right? This one, and then the contacts. Okay, sorry, I think yeah, contacts, right? Here both comes under the data engineering MLOps flow. Okay, so I'm assuming this is what they would have done for second brain labs, but I'm not directly sure. Okay, so for TopMate, you have all the leads information. Now what you can do, you can go here and you can literally drag and drop all the information of your leads into second brain labs. Okay, and then what they would do is, they can take any file or URL or plain text or Q&A or whatever, and then they can convert it into LLM readable format or LLM like corrected format, so that it will be ingested in their systems. Okay, same way, for this is the context, this is for knowledge base. Let's say what is TopMate, what they want to do, and all those stuff, they can also ingest it here. Now here, right, this is like you're dragging and dropping those stuff. Okay. You can also do it via what? APIs. So TopMed, what they can do is, or any other website, they can get all the leads information or the users information and stream. Remember this word. It's called streaming of data into Second Brain Labs, and Second Brain Labs will convert all the information to LLM readable format and ingest in their system. This is what we call as data engineering. And 2 months or 3 months prior, I was never like, I knew about this, but I didn't know that a lot about these, etc. Because I'm mostly in the front end side. But what I understood is, we had to stream a lot of information into our systems, and it has to be machine or LLM readable. Okay, the information that we send, like we get from third party sources, wouldn't be that good, or like it would be good, or but it won't be readable or that clean, right? So we'll use a concept called data engineering to, or not a concept, a field or like a section or what I would say, a department called data engineering, where we stream like whatever information which is streamed from a third party source or from our own source will be cleaned, will be processed, and then will be loaded into our system. That's what we call it as ETL. Okay, ETL is extract, transport, and load. Okay, actually ETL, extract, transport, and load. Okay, so if I go to AWS, right, they are saying we can do that with ETL. Whatever you can see, extract, transport, and load. It's a process of combining data from multiple sources into large central repository called a data warehouse. ETL uses a set of business tools to clean, organize raw data and prepare it for storage, data analytics, and machine learning. Why machine learning? Because to make predictive analysis of whatever the information that is being streamed into, right? So what is AWS Glue? They might have used AWS Glue. I don't know. We are not using this, but yeah, like this is service provided by AWS, where we can like do the ETL stuff with the AWS Athena and the AWS Glue, etc. Right now, either two options. One, TopMate can add all the information there, or TopMate can stream information to this particular one. Now with ETL, right? With ETL, what we do, we are streaming the information. Let's take thousands and thousands of records per second. Now, you can categorize this as MLOps and data ops. Okay. Here, like whatever I mentioned till now, right? For the data engineering stuff, it's a Web 2. It's not it's Web 2. It's normal Web 2 stuff where like it's already been used by a lot of people. Here you can see the Kafka queue will stream all the information to AWS Glue, and then it will extract, and then it extract the information with some script, etc., some logic. It will load the information into AWS S3, right? And then extract, transform. Okay, it will transform. This is transforming, like the script will transform it E, T, and L, and it will load it into S3, or it can load it into some other data warehouses for storage, analytics, or machine learning. It's nothing but you can store the raw information in AWS S3 for archival data. For analytics, you can use ClickHouse or for all app like the analytic processes, and then machine learning for literally the predictive analysis. The best example for this, you can combine both the ML and AI engineering world. Okay, now this is slightly getting more complex, but I will explain with an example from Netflix, right? Okay, so here we made all this booking stuff. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain this with Netflix's movie recommendation and predictive analysis engine, right? I'm going to assume this. I'm not going to be sure of this, right? And we can also mirror this with Second Brain Labs. Now here, this part, right, for the vector DB. So here we have embeddings and vector DB. I will explain it one by one with the help of this, right? For embeddings, I think here we can also use not LangChain. We can use OpenAI's ADA models, etc. And then for vector DB, we can use Pinecone. Okay, so let's go to Netflix recommendation. So what we want to do is for Netflix recommendation engine, right? Netflix recommendation engine. Okay, The first thing we have to assume here is, let's say millions of users are using Netflix app around the world. Now what you have to do is, like, now what we are going to do is we are going to get all the information. So what they might have done is all the information, like how much watch hours, like, yeah, main thing is watch hours. That's the main idea, watch hours, and then what genre and all those things, right? That would be streamed to a Kafka queue. Okay. And then from that particular information, they can use a concept called fan out. Okay. They can use a concept called fan out, which is nothing but from the Kafka queue, they can fan out to, as they say, to clean or prepare it for. They can stream it to one AWS Glue, OLAP, or like ClickHouse, and other machine learning models. Okay. But we are just going to assume that they are going to fan out, which is nothing but all the, let's say, okay, here watch hours. Okay. Watch hours data is being sent to Kafka. Okay. Sent to, I'll put this Kafka, and then from Kafka, what they are doing is they are fanning out. Okay, there is a concept called fanning out. One is, let's take AWS Glue. Another is some OLAP solution called ClickHouse, and then ML predictive models. And last one, let's assume this as second brain lab. Okay, or AWS. Okay, let's put this AWS Glue. Okay, AWS Glue, and then what is this? This one. Okay, ClickHouse, and then this one, AWS Glue, ClickHouse, and then ML, some ML warehouse for predictive analysis and all those things. Out of scope for this video. And last one is, let's say, SLB, right? Now, this is watch data hours. Now, what is going to happen is this AWS Glue is going to use, like, we can change this model, but I'm just providing an example. The same watch hours is going to be either sent to AWS Glue and sent back to all these stuff, or we can simply, for sake of convenience or sake of this video, we're just going to assume that all this information is going to be sent out to Kafka, and then from there it is going to fan out to all these services, and then also to SLB, right? Now, what we are going to do is we are going to introduce a concept called MLOps. Okay, or what I would say is AIOps, like whatever we can call it. It comes under the data engineering umbrella, right? Here, so we now have the watch hours. Now let's assume it's like contact leads or some other leads which is relevant to sales industry, right? Any other industry. Now the AI agent, which is what sales like or Second Labs is about, needs to understand what that is, like, right, what that is and how it can use it. Okay, so we now have a VLLM hosted somewhere, and then now we are streaming the information from like with the data engineering sector or like whatever department. We are now streaming the information, and then the information is being fanned out. But the Second Labs AI agent has to understand. How can it understand? So that's where a concept called embeddings and vector DB come into play. Okay. We can also call it as RAG. RAG is retrieval augmented generation. Okay. Now, all the information that is being streamed will be sent into a data pipeline to embed that particular information with these providers. Okay. So I'll go here and use OpenAI embedding. Okay. OpenAI embedding. So here, guide. Okay. Here. So all the information will be streamed into, let's say, AWS Glue, and then the information will be extracted, transported, and loaded. So we'll like now during the extraction, we'll do all these things. We'll transport into like LLM readable format, and we'll load it. Load it where? We will load it. We'll load it into, let's take some database, etc. And then for the agent to understand, we will use vector embeddings to convert the text into a vector embedding. Okay. And then we will add it into a Pinecone database or vector database. Now, why we are doing this and how data engineering and all these things work together. Now, this is the very difficult part, which took some time for me to understand, but I eventually cracked it. And now we have user memories and all those stuff. Right. Now, if I go to this getting started, in the setup knowledge base, let's assume there's an API, we stream all the information, and then how does the AI agent know this knowledge base? So, if we have thousands of contact details, like Second Brain Labs may like this. I'm assuming this is what they might have done. So they might have gotten all the information. They may have sent it to embedding, like they have converted all the text-based stuff into embeddings, and they would have stored it in a vector database called Pinecone. So now the information that is being sent by Topmate or any other any of their clients is being transformed and then like cleaned and then loaded properly in the correct places. Okay. You may ask, bro, why we need to do all these things, right? Like why? Why? Because AI agents can call this particular knowledge base with a concept called vector search. Okay, that is one more. So it's called vector search, and then find the nearest element to a query. So what is that? So for example, the AI agent is configured to run the AI agent has gotten thousands of information and is loaded in the vector database, right? Now the AI agent is going to check the information. They would have configured this. I don't know this. I don't know how they do this. This is their business logic. Whatever I have mentioned now is public information which is available from here, and from the public information I am making a product, right? So here, so from the knowledge base, right, the AI agent, whatever their business logic they have configured, it would be smart enough to check, okay, bro, okay, let's check in the customer information, right? Let's assume this. So I'll go here. I'll get this, and then in the customer information, it would be like latest usage time, and then username, and then all these things would be there. Okay, so these information will be now converted to what a vector format. Now, according with their custom business logic, the agent will have some query, and it will say, okay, this is the user, right? This is the user, and then these are the information of the leads, the user lead information, like last usage time, plan seen, like plan they saw, something like that. They saw and dropped off. Okay, because this is what the sales is. They saw a plan, but for some reason they dropped off. Okay, they have all this information in the vector database as vectors. Okay, now the AI agent is going to go and see, okay, bro, these are all the informations which we have in the vector database. Now query it, and then get the optimal time to send some message to the user. Okay, here you can also add an email, and then mobile number, phone number, right? Phone number. This is phone number. Okay, we have all this personal identifiable information. So we have all these custom information, right? Now, so with their custom business logic, they are going to run the agent is going to run, and then it's going to go through all this information, and it's going to determine the VLLM. That's where this comes. Okay, the VLLM and all these stuff is going to come together, and it's going to see, okay, this is the information, and it's going to predict a time to send a message to the user via WhatsApp or LinkedIn or any other message or email. Okay, so that's how they might have done it. The only thing they might have excelled is the custom business logic of how the AI agent works. That I don't. That's a source, right? Like that's a business logic, or that's the value they provide, which myself can't figure it out. Okay. So what they are saying is it's 1/10 of your current cost to personalize sales and all these things, right? Here, okay, here you see, let's go here. I can't spell that name. Institute uses Second Brain Labs as their sales partner. Here you see why, and like you can look into this right now. What they're saying, results speak for themselves. 65% boost in lead engagement, 45% increase in conversations rate using advanced persuasion principles. This is their business logic which they have configured, which I don't know, right? And with personalized conversation, why? Why? Because what is this? The guy is a global leader in ethical persuasion, founded by the okay, here right. Despite their strong reputation in behavioral psychology and ethical person, they face significant challenges with the lead generation and lead conversation rates. Why? Conversion rates. Why? Because people would go, might, right? I don't know what they do, but let's assume this. People might go to their website and then they would have signed up, but but they would not have converted. So they have all this information. Now, what they are saying, while their service offers immense value, they struggle to effectively qualify leads and convert them within a short turnaround time. So they have all these informations, their sign up information that I have mentioned here. Right, what is this one? Okay, all this information, and then, but yeah, like they are not converting. So they can do two things. One, they can have their sales team go all in and contact them and do it, or they can use Second Brain Labs where they can send all the sales information, the leads information to them, and they would use all the techniques that I have mentioned here. Okay, by go here, yeah, mentioned here with the VLLMs and MLOps, and leads information will be converted to embeddings and all these things, and with their custom business logic, right? With their custom business logic, they have their AI agent which will run 24/7. That's the selling point here. Humans can't work 24/7. They can work 8 to 10 hours a day, right? But with Second Brain Labs, with all the information that they have enriched themselves, right? The AI agent will run and it will predict the correct time to send information to the relevant people via WhatsApp, LinkedIn, SMS, and email, or like email or normal iMessage. Okay. Now, bro, you can say like our sales team is like very big. They can do it themselves, right? You can say that. Okay, fine. But what proposition they provide is, with the new information which is being streamed via data engineering and all those stuff, they can do this 24/7. That's the logic they have. So let's take, if you have customers all around the world. Let's say you are from India, and then you have probably customers from the US, Australia. It's two very different time zones. And then you have also customers from London. You should have sales team which are wake up, which are awake, which are awake at their morning times or morning to evening times from India. Let's say the companies are from India, but their customers are all around the world. You should have sales team who's going after the leads, the qualified leads, but like in their working time, right? You can't, like, let's say right now it's what 9 p.m. in India, 9:30 p.m. in the night time in India, but in the US it's 9:30 a.m. in the morning, right? So I have to work night shifts to actively convert the leads, right? That is not like, that is for like, it's what IT industry is in India, but with the AI agents and all this stuff, and with all the technologies that I have mentioned here and all the infrastructure providers and all these things, the AI agent can run 24/7. It doesn't know if he's in different time zone, etc., unless we provide him that information. And then it will automatically analyze all the information that we provide and enrich the agent as the data grows. And then it will select and it will cut, like, once you have connected all these channels, right? Yeah, all this stuff, right? It will send information, like it will send coupon codes and all those stuff to them. That's the what I would say, like, that's the value they provide, and there's I believe they are successful in that. Okay, right, yeah, right. That's why I believe they are successful in this. Now they are using all these technologies to make a 24/7 sales AI agent, which may outperform the sales team, right? may outperform. That's the keyword here, may outperform, right? I have not used it, but the review says so. Now, here, how SBL ranks against the landscape. Human sales guy, AI, SDRs, and then all those stuff, right? Here, you can see scalability, cost at scale, prospecting analysis, automation, all this. Like, best example is, I, it feels bad to say this, but as this particular tech improves, right? Most of the companies might not have a sales team, like one or two guys would be enough. I don't like saying this, but as the tech progresses and as the technology that we have now, and as a normal consumer, I'm able to do all these stuff, right? So at a fraction of cost, as they are saying, as I mentioned here, five k dollars and 50k dollars for like for a sales guy, right? The SLB team can do it. They can the AI agent can write an email. The AI agent can write what I would say like okay, I'll go to campaigns. Okay, getting started. Sorry, you can write a SMS, WhatsApp message, and it can send coupon codes to them, and it can convert it. You can see, right, analytics, and you can show the analytics and all those stuff here. Okay, so you can see the value that they provide here, right? And then I can say, bro, they can use OpenAI, OpenAI's APIs, right? But what I would say is, as I mentioned, there are open source models and like Llama, Mistral, DeepSeek. They can literally download it from Hugging Face and deploy it on Cerebrium, or they can buy GPUs and put that into their own homes or office servers to do it. Right, that easy. Yeah. So the main thing is security. So for security, you can get yourself audited for SOC 2 and SOC 1, and then once your data points are rigid, right, then yeah, like it's business, right? It's business time. So that's how they provide value to people with all the like publicly available information that I have shown here, and with their custom business logic, they combine both of those. And like as you can see, just a single click. Like if you go to campaigns, let's say you can create like let's go here to getting started, and then you can connect to our channels with a single click, and then upload all this information. And the AI agent, based on their own business logic, is going to ingest all those information with data engineering tools to enrich itself and do the work that SLB promises to do. Right. So you can see where the tech is going, and they were able to do this. I think within a year or two. Okay. So yeah, and then one more, and yeah, that's it for the backend logic, like all those stuff. So you need to know about embeddings. In embeddings, there's a like different types of embeddings, like 764 dimensions would be 768, and then 1024, 1534, 2000, I think 24 or 84, something like that. Okay. It uses something called matrixia dolls. Okay, I'm butchering that word, but still, I think inference deployed. I think it's not here. Okay, I think matrixia, matrixia doll embeddings. Okay, so here you can see Hugging Face. Okay, I'll use this itself. Right. So doll embeddings, also known as MRL, is a technique for creating nested embeddings or smaller, like it would look like this. Okay, dimension 512, 1024, 2048, and all these things, right? So you can whatever information that is being streamed can be created as a bigger dimension, and then it can be reduced down to increase the performance and reduce the storage cost. And then main thing is like, okay, the higher the dimensions, the more the context it can hold. The lower means the lower information it can hold, and all those stuff, right? So that's how the embeddings works. You can create an embedding and store it in vector DB like Pinecone. Okay, that's an entirely different video set. But as I said, these videos are focused on making products, right? Products with the like what I would say, like information that is available in the internet. Okay. So the last one is, I also saw this one. These, right. So I'll go here. Actually, I saw this 2 months back. What they are doing, I'll go to their website, and this one. So I know. Okay, OpenNote. Okay, actually, I wanted to make this one. I'll explain these two and then I will conclude this particular video. And the next video will be about the telephony stuff, which will be the final video in this particular video series on applied AI engineering. Right. Now I'm going to go here. Okay. So I saw this 2 months back. It's backed by AJVC fund, which is a fund, venture capital fund in India, where they get young startups who who provide value to people, and then they fund them to solve people's problem, right? So here you can see AI agents for fraud and what is AML risk, right? This one, Second Brain Labs. So I'll go here. Second Brain Labs is for sales, right? These people are for finance or like transactions, etc., bank transaction, right? So here you can see they're already partnered with Skydo, and then what they do is they use their AI agents to screen fraudulent transactions. Okay, now these are the testimonials, and like you can see here. Now, why I'm showing this is like this is a startup which has been funded by AJVC, right? Like, and then they have said that 22,000 cases have been investigated with their AI agents that they have made with these tools, plus 11,000 hours saved. That is the most important point, which is the productivity hours saved for their customers. So, for example, Skydo, right? So they are saying that Skydo is their customer. So let's search Skydo. So Skydo, I'll go to their website. What they are saying: receive international business payments and save 90,000 or 89,000 rupees annually. Okay. Now, what they are doing is each and every payment will go under the scanner of Trufy's AI agent, and then if it's a fraudulent transaction, they will immediately block it. So, or else what would have happened is Skydo has to do it manually. That will take time. Okay, because we have to employ people to do that manually. But with this particular startup, what you can do, you can connect all the financial transactions to their AI agent, and then with the vast amount of information that they have gathered and stored it in their vector database or some other database with data engineering, they can immediately flag it as fraud with their custom LLM which are deployed somewhere, etc. And then they can immediately flag it and reject the transaction to save cost, save manual hours of doing this. Okay, that's how this has been funded by them. Now, what is the value? You can say, bro, what is the value they are providing? The value they are providing is the hours of operation that is being saved, plus Skydo can focus on improving their product rather than these external stuff. Okay, actually this is complaints, but they have outsourced this to them, where Trufy will improve their product which is fraud detection, and Skydo will improve their receiving international transaction, those stuff. Okay, so as they save time and then literally do some provide some value to them. So one is time and second is some value to them. Now you can see they are funded by them and they are improving. Okay, and what I would say, disclaimer, I'm not associated with them. I just saw them in the internet, and then I'm explaining what they are doing. The same way, AI agents for finance and accounting teams, and then all these things. Right. Actually, I saw them 2 months before, but you can say Chop is an AI bot tax advisor that can solve all your tax queries in seconds. Right. They are saying helping departments within Assam government to optimize finance function. Okay. Right. Something like what they would have done, they would have all the information of this is an assumption of Assam government with all the data security and all those stuff. They will their agent will go through all those stuff rather than doing it manually. It can do it 24/7 and it can provide some valuable insights to them on how it can be done. Okay, time is being saved, convenience is being provided, value is being provided. So they have gotten funding and then they are a viable product in the AI space. So that's how you can break into this applied AI engineering field. And plus I have explained all the technologies briefly and some extensively, and then all the infrastructure you need to know, and then how real world companies like Second Brain Labs and Trufy and all these companies who use AI agents to help others and provide value to them. Okay, so I will see you in the next video.